fabulous score for a fabulous film called Accidental, which is the first film for Capilano student Malibu Taetz. It's a love story between a French horn player and a cellist. And all the action unfolds without any words exchanged between them. And for a first film, it's fun, it's heartwarming, delightful, and it's also showing at Cannes. That's right, it's in the Cannes Film Festival this weekend. Hear more about the film and the big accomplishment. Here is filmmaker Malibu in Studio 10 with us this morning. Hello there.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I watched it last night. It's terrific. Now, before I go any further, how does one get one's film into Cannes? Well, how do you go through that process?
Well, it's really awesome. After the film was finished made, one of the faculty at Capilano, Key White, I talked to her in her office and she gave me a list of festivals to send it to, and that was on it, and I just thought that's never going to happen, but then I said, well, thanks anyway, so I did submit it to that, and it got through.
Do you get a letter in the mail, or how do they inform you to say, yeah, okay, we're going to show it?
It's just over email, yeah, and then you just go back and forth with them via that, yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
How does it feel to have a film now? And this is your first one, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And, you've raised the bar pretty high to have your first film at the Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Just so many people just really helped on this film, and I just can't believe that this happened so far, and I'm just really grateful to all of them, and glad that this opportunity happened for all of us. So I
guess the sad thing is you're here and you're not there.
Yeah, it's quite expensive to fly there also to stay there, but yeah.
So for those who haven't had the opportunity to see it yet, tell us about your film, Accidental.
Right, yeah. It's sort of inspired by old silent films like by Charlie Chaplin and stuff like that, and also Disney's animated Fantasia, where you just take a musical piece and you just make up a whole story just by listening to the music about it. And so ours is about a French horn player sitting on one side of the orchestra and then a cello player sitting on the other side of the orchestra. And they're very different instruments and completely as far apart as they can possibly be. But at the same time, it sort of becomes a love story between them. But all the action starts when they accidentally confuse each other's music folders when they meet backstage. But they don't discover this until they're on stage and the orchestra is already playing. So through this big epic symphony music by Dvorak, they're having to cross the orchestra and dodging trombone slides and things like that, and to exchange music folders in the end. Yeah.
His horn continues to fall apart as well.
Yeah, pretty much. That's based on a true experience.
Oh, is it?
Well, sort of, but yeah.
Were you the French horn player?
I was the French horn player, yeah.
There you go. So where did the idea come from?
Yeah, pretty much just sitting, playing the French horn, sitting in the back of the orchestra, really at the very farthest corner. And the French horn often just plays off beats, which is like the pa and the pa, and you just play them over and over again. Or you can count 100 bars and just wait, ready to play your note just perfectly. But then the conductor will stop because some violin had a F that was a little bit flat, so then they'll do the whole 100 bars again. So that was really just sitting back there and thinking up stories. You have lots of time to think, but at the same time, when the French horn really does get a chance to play, it can be sort of the most beautiful sound in the world. And so that sort of came the inspiration for the characters. At first glance, it's sort of like a clumsy and awkward sort of instrument, but when you give it its chance, it just makes a really beautiful sound. So
where'd you shoot it?
We actually shot it at Cap. We looked into getting various theaters and concert halls around Vancouver, but couldn't really afford them. So we had to shoot it in studio. But thanks to the work of Matt Painter, who student at Cap, David Wu, I think he just graduated this year. He made the studio look like it was this huge concert hall, and it was just fantastic. So yeah.
And how did you shoot it? I mean, you're using. Did you shoot it yourself with Cap equipment?
Yes,
So all the cinematography, everything is you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Now, the cinematographer, the director of photography was amazing. He's actually an alumni at Cap. We had a Cap student who was going to do the cinematography, but he had to drop out, unfortunately. And so I contacted Michael Thoma, who's sort of in charge of the Off the Grid, and said, I don't think we can do this. And then he said, well, there's a few alumni I can give you. One of them, you're really lucky if you get him, but you probably won't get him, but I'll just give you his name anyway. And he was Martin Dudzik, and he graduated from Cap a number of years ago, but really professional guy, and it was amazing just working with him. I learned so much.
So all the pieces fell together.
Yeah.
And what does it feel like to know that your first film has accomplished something that many filmmakers around the world aspire their entire careers to get one shot at Cannes, and you do it first time out of the gate?
Yeah, just really humbling for like all the people who worked on it. Like I couldn't possibly done it without like Marleo, the producer, and like and Martin, the DP, and just everyone. It's just amazing. Yeah.
What do you do now? How do you capitalize on this opportunity?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. Just continue submitting it to other festivals, and hopefully I submitted it to VIFF this year. I really hope it can premiere there. Yeah.
What have your professors said about it?
They really like it. I think they seem to like it a lot, just that there's no talking in the film and we're able to just tell the whole story without any dialogue. And yeah, they were nice enough to support me in directing another one this year called Return to Sender. So yeah.
Did you get an A?
Sort of, yeah. Yeah.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would hope so. So what's your next film about then?
This one's sort of like a fantasy comedy film in the style of old Frank Capra movies. It's about a mail clerk working in the celestial mailroom, played by Erin Mudry, who accidentally mails a package to Earth ahead of schedule, and inside the package is the meaning of life, so she has to get it back before it changes the world.
Malibu, it's a pleasure to meet you. Congratulations, and remember the name Malibu Taetz, because I got a feeling you're going to hear about him in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Malibu is a second-year film student at Cap University. His first short film, Accidental, screening at Cannes from the 22nd to the 28th of May. Wow. 2 minutes to go now before 8. You feel like you're underaccomplished? Hey, Drew?
Oh, well, there's always the headlines.
Yeah, there is. And with those headlines, here's Drew Carrick.